Hi, my name is Maeve and I'm a cookery tutor with Limerick and Clare Education and Training Board. Today we're going to be making a lovely creamy Nutella cheesecake, a great recipe to share with your family and friends. It's a nice simple one, so we'll start with the tin. I have used an 8-inch loose bottom tin because it's great to serve for service. I can just take off the edges. I have lined it with greaseproof paper, and to line the greaseproof paper I have gotten just an ordinary square, folded it in half again, Now of course you could get your scissors and mark it all out, but this is just easier. Put your point in the middle of the tin and then just rip or get a scissors. And there is the size of your tin for your lining. Place that in and then crumb your biscuits. Now I used the Lotus biscuits. I think they complement the Nutella cheesecake very well, but if you prefer Digestives or Oreos or whatever biscuits you happen to like, the coconut nice biscuits are nice with the Nutella as well. Add 75 grams of melted butter, mix up your biscuits and press them into your tin. You want to chill that for at least 20 minutes before we start adding our cream cheese mix. Now we're just going to make the filling for the cheesecake. I usually use Philadelphia cream cheese, but honestly the cream cheese from Lidl or Aldi is equally as good and probably half the price, to be honest, but whichever you choose. To loosen out the cheesecake mix, I add 2 tablespoons of icing sugar. Sometimes I like my cheesecakes not too sweet, so I might reduce it down to 1, but today anyway I put in 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, and we're just going to mix those together. You can do it by hand, but I have the mixer here, so we'll give it a go. Now they're mixed together quite nicely. I'm going to add a little drop of vanilla extract or vanilla essence. Now we all used the Good All's vanilla essence, but if you can at all, this is a vanilla bean paste. It is expensive, it's €7 a bottle, but the flavour is absolutely worth it. If you can stretch to it, it is a great addition. So I just want a nice little blob in there, or a half teaspoon. I'm going to put in the Nutella now. This is where you can be very generous. So 2 very large tablespoons of Nutella can go in there. Or in my house they use half the jar. Okay, we're just going to mix in the Nutella, your vanilla bean, and now I'm going to add the melted chocolate. 250 grams of melted chocolate. I used dairy milk, but I have to be honest, the Lidl or Aldi milk chocolate is a great alternative, and the kids love to lick with spoons. And I whipped up the cream. Now when you're whipping the cream, don't whip it too much, because remember it's going into a mix and you're going to be whipping it again. So I have a light whip on it. And the reason you want it whipped rather than just pouring cream is you have much more air and you'll get a lighter, fluffier cheesecake. You don't want a stodgy cheesecake. It's my favourite tool in the kitchen, a spatula. It just does so much. You see the way there I left the machine on and I just lifted it up very slowly out of the mix. That means I get a nice clean whisk and I don't have to scrape off all the mix. Now I have, it looks lovely and creamy and light and fluffy there because the cream is in it. Now remember, your setting agent here is your chocolate, so you want to try and get it into the tin as quick as possible because it will start to set. And you are allowed to lick the spoon. See what I mean with the spatula? You get your bowl nice and clean, no waste. So when you're putting your cheesecake mix in the tin, you always start from the middle out so that you get a nice clean edge. So just press it out from the middle, bring it to the edge very slowly. Now, and there is your cheesecake. And as I say, you get to lick the spoon. Yeah. So here's your cheesecake, lovely creamy topping. We're going to decorate it with some chocolate runouts now, but keep it in the fridge for at least 2 hours before you decide to eat it, just to let it all set, and it will cut very nicely for you then. We are just going to decorate the cheesecake. You can serve it of course like this and it's absolutely beautiful, but if you have a special occasion or you want to put in the extra effort, I'm going to show you 2 alternatives to decorate it. One of them is creating a little bit of chocolate work. So I'm going to make a piping bag out of the greaseproof paper, and you just want to cut it into a triangle, roll it into a cone. And there I have my piping bag, and fold it down, get a nice tight rim in it, and if you're on your own and you don't have extra hands, it's handy if you just put it in a cup, and that way we'll be able to fill it. Okay, I just heated some white chocolate, good contrast to the Nutella. I melted it in the microwave. When you're doing that, always make sure you stop it every 10 seconds and stir it, even if you don't think you need to, because the microwave tends to burn the chocolate in the middle. So make sure you stir it every 10 seconds. So we're just going to put in, don't overfill your bag, because you need to be able to work it and seal it up. Fold it down. Now this is where we can decide what kind, whether you want thick writing or thin writing, and just snip a little bit off the end. Use your first finger and your thumb as a guide, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 4 alternatives to the chocolate runout, and you can decide which one you like. Okay, so I'm just going to show you 4 different ideas with the chocolate runout. Now, I know these are complicated, and that's okay. This has taken me years of practice, don't worry. But you can also do little squiggles. You can also do music notes. You can also do just a little pattern. And that actually is lovely if you have a slice, because everybody can have their own little pattern. Or you could do now, even with these, if you get your knife afterwards, you can run it down one and then turn your knife the other way and run it back up, and you have a nice little pattern there. So they're just some easy chocolate run out decorations. I also dipped some strawberries in chocolate to decorate these, which can go in the middle of my cheesecake. Now, I actually made one earlier for us, and what I'm going to do is show you how to decorate this one with some fresh fruit, that we don't have to complicate it with all the chocolate runouts. So with this one, I'm just going to add some nice little fruit to it. The kids are getting some of their 5 a day and they don't even know it. Maltesers too, if you like, is a great alternative, or the Ferrero Rocher complement it very well too. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of fresh mint and rosemary, which I got from the garden this morning. You can also add some edible flowers if you like. These are lovely delicate little flowers. Just make sure your flowers you're adding are edible. Now we'll add a little bit of greenery. Nice bit of rosemary or mint, all edible. Your cheesecake, let it set for at least 2 hours if you can, and then to take it out of the tin, you get a knife, put it in a cup of boiling water, make sure it's nice and hot, and just run it along the edge of the inside of the tin before you unclip it. It should come out beautifully at that stage. I just added a few extra raspberries just to decorate it up. For a special occasion, it's worth putting in the extra effort with the decoration. A little bit of fresh rosemary, the flowers, the chocolate covered strawberries, raspberries, grapes. We're getting some of the 5 a day into the kids anyway, so it's always a good thing. And it slices up lovely. You get at least 12 portions with that. Thanks for coming along and joining me today with the cook along, and I hope you get to enjoy the cheesecake with your family and friends this evening and a big mug of tea. Enjoy it now. Thank you.